Yo, yo, yo. Yeah. Say what's real.
My father figure keep me guided, I'm always protected. Not a single wrong, I don't ever get corrected. Light over my shoulders, tells from a priest. Take a Psalms 23 and sit your tail to a seat. Legendary in a way, but nothing like a tall tale. False gods set them up, they all fell. Fantasies, they all sell. Nothing in my time can compare to the timeless. The light behind my rhyme and the one who I get in line with. Ain't no other lane for this fire flame minister. Descended from a higher plane, ain't no higher name from the one. When a gun jam, I figure you know now. Divine power follow me, that's just how it be. I can testify for sure, my heart not pure, but still I get to see a day that I did not work for. Bodies dropping with the climate, gas raising on black faces. Still I'm the one who made it. I just be thinking when I roll, something keep watching me. Something keep watching me. The Most High, something keep watching me. Something keep watching me. I feel like everywhere I go, something keep watching me. Something keep watching me. The Most High. With my conscience I acknowledge that there is a higher power. Look at me. False idols never promise victory. You survive cause you was meant to. Stop the guessing, you a prized possession. Blessing from the sky, ain't no higher lesson. I'm a messenger, you should get with this rhythm. Gospel, you ain't gotta be poor with chains no more. Flip up your master plate, don't be captivated by your master space. The earth is yours, but first the one we know gon' have to pass away. Destiny, you part of a higher design. They tell me the sight of his eyes like fire and wine. Coming at the wild child who made it through the birth canal. One shot, amazing how you missed the kiss of death. Life was in your step, people turned away from out this way, never coming back. Slipped and fell inside the cracks, landed on their back, but you 10 toes in the field, still in one piece, for real from the bottom, where all kind of brothers get easily killed. Rest in peace to them. You part of a higher design. They tell me the sight of his eyes like fire and wine. When I roll, something keep watching me. Something keep watching me. The Most High. Something keep watching me. Something keep watching me. I feel like everywhere I roll, something keep watching me. Something keep watching.
But there's something that I want the nation to focus on with the little time that I have today. That is brotherhood. Brotherhood, which follows with sisterhood, is the same thing. Brotherhood is the final chamber. See, we can get deep with all the prophecy. We can understand all the breakdowns. But if we can't solve the puzzle of brotherhood, then we've accomplished nothing.
I ain't changing on my brothers, Yahweh forbid. That's my Malachium towards your Achium, don't suffer sin. I pray that y'all keep them grounded and protected by angels. It's the end times and brotherhood is the final chamber. I ain't changing on my brothers, Yahweh forbid. That's my Malachium towards your Achium, don't suffer sin. I pray that y'all keep them grounded and protected by angels. It's the end times and brotherhood is the final chamber. Am I my brother's keeper? Yes I am, yes I am. No evil eye, no crucifix, I never cross. Do all things through Christ, yes I can, yes I can. How you expect to keep the law but don't wanna be taught them? Awesome is he that left examples just for us to follow. I love my brethren, I abide in the light of the Father. Two is better, help your fella if he fall to sin. No greater love than laying down your life for a friend. Gather yourselves together, Jacob, this the latter days. If you enduring to the end, the saints shall be saved. We give them praise and in Yahweh shall we keep the faith. And store our riches in heaven until we reach the gates. I ain't changing on my brothers, Yahweh forbid. That's my Malachium towards your Achium, don't suffer sin. I pray that y'all keep them grounded and protected by angels. It's the end times and brotherhood is the final chamber. I ain't changing on my brothers, Yahweh forbid. That's Malachium towards your Achium, don't suffer sin. I pray that y'all keep them grounded and protected by angels. It's the end times, and brotherhood is the final change.
Am I my brother's keeper? That's a law, keep it legal. You are part of my nation, I look at you as an equal. Together make them retreat, divided then they may defeat our common enemy. They absorb itself as the eagle. They kill us at their leisure. Culture they gave us was lethal. We bear witness to their evil. Worst of all with Jim for visa. White Jesus, what they feed us. They mentally enslave us, though they physically released us. Put spirits on our people. Together they on cold. Only thing I do admire. Unity and brotherhood will make their kingdom soon expire. Zephaniah 2 and 1. That's what the Lord requires. Laws of faith. Plus together ye your nation not desire. Final change.
I ain't changing on my brothers, Yahweh forbid. That's Malachium towards your Achium, don't suffer sin. I pray that y'all keep them grounded and protected by angels. It's the end times, and brotherhood is the final chamber. I ain't changing on my brothers, Yahweh forbid. That's Malachium towards your Achium, don't suffer sin. I pray that y'all keep them grounded and protected by angels. It's the end times, and brotherhood is the final chamber.
Wow. Not sure if y'all can hear us right now. There's no sound coming through. I don't want, but Shabbat Shalom, family. First and foremost, we want to give all praise to the Most High God, Yahweh, Bashem Yahushai. Hey, man, we back here another Saturday for the Bar4Bar, man. All praise to the Most High, man. I don't want. Can you be heard?
Con. Hey, mic check, mic check.
Shalom, Israel. We hear you. I don't want.
We can hear Captain Akawashah and Brother Nayal, but that's right. I don't want Aharon. Not quite just yet, man. But today's lesson is going to be titled "When Love Waxed Cold from the Womb." Man, we got a few things to go into for you all for today, but also be sure to tune in later. Right, we got a lot of stuff planned. If y'all seen Sabbath class last night with the Otawanium out there in Orlando, Florida, right? That's where Captain Yaquab is, as well as of course most of SOT leadership right now. So be sure to tune in for later. I'm going to yield there. I don't want to Kawashah though.
Hey, Con. Hey, we pray the Most High have great success out there in Florida, man, and waking up our people, turning them back to the law, statutes, and commandments. You know, it's a mighty work that's being done in Florida, you know, with the Adawan Captain Yaquab, you know, and all the brothers down there in Florida, Fort Myers, Orlando, Jacksonville. You know, so we give all thanks and praise to Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Amen. Double honor to the general, sons of Thunder, man. All praises to the Most High for the elder bringing out a mighty lesson last night, man. Hey, that lesson was, man, it was much needed. And, you know, we thank the Most High for the wisdom and knowledge that he's given unto our general, you know, to impart life unto us. Hey, but today, man, we got a wonderful lesson. You know, as the officer said, you know, when love waxed cold from the womb. And man, so much going on in the world in America today. Man, you seeing the love of our people, the love for children and their parents, the love for the parents towards the children. It's waxing cold, man. It's getting bad out here, man. But man, through the power of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, man, hey, we're gonna bring life back to our people. we're gonna turn. We have to turn this around, because if we continue to go in the same direction, hey man, our people gonna be destroyed, man. Our youth are gonna be destroyed. Hey, Adawan, you got we can get the preliminaries. You got the feast day calendar.
But there's something that I want the nation to focus on with the little time that I have today. That is brotherhood. Brotherhood, which follows with sisterhood, is the same thing.
It's a lot.
Brotherhood is
Shalom. Can you hear me?
See, we can get deep with all the prophecy.
I hear you.
We can understand all the
you got a video
breakdowns.
playing.
But if we can't solve the puzzle,
Man, this video will not stop going up. All right, hey, Salakia. Absolutely. Shalom. Hey, so to the water to the brothers for doing the intro. It's been a rough one this morning. I figured out what was going on when we share the same StreamYard account.
Changing on my brothers, Yahweh forbid. That's Malachian towards Achium, no self-esteem. I pray that y'all keep them grounded and protected by angels. It's the end times, and brotherhood is the final chamber. I ain't changing on my brothers, Yahweh forbid. That's Malachian towards Achium, no self-esteem. I pray that y'all keep them grounded and protected by angels. It's the end times, and brotherhood is the final chamber. Am I my brother's keeper? Yes, I am. Yes, I am. No evil eye, no crucifix, I never cross. Do all things through Christ, yes I can, yes I can. How you expect to keep the law but don't want to be taught them? Awesome is he that left examples just for us to follow. I love my brethren, I abide in the light of the Father. Two is better, help your fella if he fall to sin. No greater love than laying down your life for a friend. Gather yourselves together, Jacob, this the latter days. If you endure to the end, the saints shall be saved. We give them praise, and in Yahweh shall we keep the faith and store our riches in heaven until we reach the gates. I ain't changing on my brothers, Yahweh forbid. That's Malachian towards Achium, no self-esteem. I pray that y'all keep them grounded and protected by angels. It's the end times, and brotherhood is the final chamber. I ain't changing on my brothers, Yahweh forbid. That's Malachian towards Achium, no self-esteem. I pray that y'all keep them grounded and protected by angels. It's the end times, and brotherhood is the final chamber.
Am I my brother's keeper? That's a law, keep it legal. You are part of my nation, I look at you as an equal. Together make them retreat, divided then they may defeat our common enemy. They absorb themselves as the eagle. They kill us at their leisure. Culture they gave us was lethal. We bear witness to their evil. Worst of all with Jim for visa. White Jesus, what they feed us. They mentally enslave us, though they physically released us. Put spirits on our people. Together they on cold. Only thing I do admire, unity and brotherhood will make their kingdom soon expire. Zephaniah 2 and 1. That's what the Lord requires. Laws of faith, plus together ye your nation not desire. Final change.
I ain't changing on my brothers, Yahweh forbid. That's Malachian towards Achium, no self-esteem. I pray that y'all keep them grounded and protected by angels. It's the end times, and brotherhood is the final chamber. I ain't changing on my brothers, Yahweh forbid. That's Malachian towards Achium, no self-esteem. I pray that y'all keep them grounded and protected by angels. It's the end.
Good enough.
We back. Mic check.
Connor,
Can't hear you, Captain Adawan. Captain Aaron.
No sound of the one.
All right, how about now?
Now we can hear you, Adawan.
We can hear you.
All praises, man. All praises, man. Hey, listen, song had to come out. That's obvious. All right. So absolutely. So Salakia for everyone. As we work through that, we got to figure something out. It's my fault. So I tell you, the purpose of today's class, man. I don't know if
Salakia, Adawan. You got the video playing in the background.
it's literally not. But okay.
It's all.
How about now?
Nah, it's back on.
You can see it, Adawan?
Okay.
I can just hear it.
I can hear it.
Oh, even
I
still,
can't hear it at all.
it's just like
good.
You can't put the comments up on the screen, but
It's all
even
good.
still, still a lot put on the screen. Nevertheless, we still gonna bring this out.
through the spirit. How we willing, man.
Absolutely, we're gonna bring this out. Absolutely, we're gonna bring this up. Absolutely. So, man, the purpose of this class today, man, because I don't know if you guys have been aware, but we've seen a few instances in which Eve, man, has gone to the hospital, been ready to have her baby, and has gotten turned away and treated poorly by the nurses.
That I have today. That is brotherhood.
He was laughing at me, so I think you can still hear it.
Sisterhood is the same thing. Brotherhood is the final chamber. See, we can get deep with all the prophecy. We can understand all the.
Yeah, the video is playing. I don't want. Okay.
Salaki, I think when you refreshed, I think it created 2 lives. I don't want. Told you, stream y'all got spirits today, man. I don't know what's going on.
Man, listen.
Hey, we wrestle not against flesh and blood.
God.
Oh my.
But no, I believe the 2 live come from the 2 orientations. It's this like Mars update that they got.
All right, hey, so listen. So look, if you can hear me, Nikawasha, just start. We kind of already discussed what's going on. I'm gonna work this out on the back end, and then I'm gonna come back in 2 or 3 minutes.
Okay, Khan, I don't want.
All right.
All right, hey, let's go ahead and dive into the lesson, man. Hey, let's start off. Let's give me the book of Matthew, chapter 24, and let's begin at verse 12.
Count out of 1. This is the book of Matthew, chapter 24, verse 12. And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold.
Amen. And that is ultimately the problem. That's the problem that's going on in America. Man, America, we know is the Babylon the Great and the border of wickedness, man. Hey, it's so much sin and iniquity that's abounding in America. It causes what? The love of many to wax cold. So the love of that a man should have towards his brother or towards his sister, it's getting cold, man. This is why you see people, you got people that will murder a brother or sister in broad daylight and don't think twice about it. Men and women, coming together, they lay down, and then seed or a child is conceived, but they take the mindset, hey, not right now. Let's go to the abortion clinic and let's abort the child. What is that? The love of many waxing cold. But that's what happens when iniquity abounds. When sin increases, man, abomination increases. And that's the problem, man. That's the problem that's going on in this society. And we've seen it several times throughout different videos that have hit throughout social media. And it's becoming deplorable, man. The way that we treat one another is becoming deplorable. Man, brothers can't talk to one another. Fathers can't talk to sons. Mothers can't talk to daughters. What's going on? It's sin. It's sin, man. But not only is it a problem within our community, you got the same problem that's happening from other nations towards us. You see, I don't know how many brothers and sisters saw throughout social media this week. Man, you had some videos hitting social media that was just disgusting. Disgusting, man. One video that we're gonna, let me see if I can pull it up. One video, Khan Adawan, he's back. If we can pull up that video with the sister being pregnant in the hospital and being turned away, man, this is how other nations view us, and it's a shame,
Absolutely.
That,
okay, it's coming up.
Okay, Khan Adawan. Salakia. But before we play the video, it's a shame the way our brothers and sisters treat one another. But when other nations treat us this way, hey, it shows you the love and the adoration that we have towards the so-called white man. Because when a woman is pregnant, she wants the best care for her child. You want to go to the best hospital. You want to have the best doctor. So what do we tend to do? A lot of our women, because a lot of our women are unfortunately, it's a lot of single mothers going through pregnancy by themselves. So, but they want the best care. So they view the best care as going to where Esau provides care in the hospital. Now, some hospitals are better than others, I have to admit. Some have better care, have better facilities, clean facilities for our sisters. But just because Esau is running the facility don't mean that you're going to get the same care. It don't mean that you're going to experience the same thing that Esau does. Mm-hmm. A lot of our brothers and sisters. I remember when my rib was pregnant. When you trying to decide on which facility you're going to have your child. A lot of times, a lot of hospitals allow you to do walkthroughs, and they show you where you're gonna deliver. They're going to show you where you'll be after the delivery, the type of rooms, the type of instrumentation that are there for the child, the security procedures that's there for you and your child. Man, some hospitals even put, trackers on the baby now. Some just put little tags on them, to try to identify who belongs to who. But just because Esau is there, don't mean you getting the best care. And we're going to look at this sister and we're going to see the type of things and the treatment that's being done with our people. Go ahead and play that one.
Slocky, can you see the screen?
God, that one.
All
right. Y'all know. Y'all already know. Okay, cool. So yeah, so we're into this quickly. Oh man. Oh my gosh. Slocky. All right, we'll do this one first because the other one just switched the short on us. But so yeah, there were two instances. One of them is in Indiana, is Texas, right? This you'll see she was in active labor.
Is her doctor.
God, it's real choppy, other one.
It is.
Select one. I got it put up on my end.
You can play the video, Nassim?
Okay. I'll take it down for mine.
And it's crazy how they have this labeled as well. This can be seen in her. Open the relaxation one.
You got to share that on.
Can you see? Huh?
You got to share this. You got to share the screen.
Is it still sharing?
Other one.
Hey, be patient. Be patient with the other one, man. We gonna get there. We gonna get there, Israel.
Quabzor, can you share your screen? Start sharing yours, and I can pull it up on the screen. So, but just to give you context, it might have been choppy. So this woman was sitting there in active labor for 30 minutes, and a nurse, instead of acting with a sense of urgency and giving her the care that she deserves, she's asking her the basic triage questions and just being very nonchalant. And it's obvious this woman is in anguish. It's obvious that this baby is about to come. And or any of you who have ever experienced childbirth, especially you mothers out there, you know what that's like. The Most High often uses the contractions of a woman or birth pains to liken it to our curses and judgment.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so yeah. It should be up.
Out of the one.
Can you see it? Is it up?
Come, what's up?
No, not all we see.
It can be heard.
Oh, praise. Ooh.
Come.
It definitely can be heard.
Yes! It's in my ass! You have 2 babies at home? Who's your doctor?
Lang is her doctor. Y'all treat all your patients like this or just the black ones? Her due date is the 10th. She got 3 pregnancies, 2 babies at home. I bet y'all listen next time. When you found out you was delivering at this hospital, your ass should have changed doctors. Everybody say how they treat people here.
Salakia.
Right now.
Hey, and that statement that the mother made that was in the background, you know, what she said, when you found out that you were delivering here, you should have changed doctors. That's a statement all in itself, because that lets you know this hospital has been known for doing the same thing to other Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Man.
Out of the one.
Just because it's a white hospital doesn't mean you're going to get the preferential treatment. The hatred towards our people is still inbred in them. You can see it, every sister that's on this live understands the pain of childbirth. We see it as men from the agony in your face, in your body actions, but we don't know that pain. Only a woman knows that pain. A woman who has gone through childbirth knows that pain. And for Esau to sit there with no care, no type of urgency within her actions at all for this sister or her child, Even after the mother said, do you treat all of your patients like this or just the black ones? This shows their hatred towards our people, towards our women and our children, man. But yet we want to find the best care. And we view Esau's hospitals, Esau's doctors, the other nations' doctors as those that's having the best care. But what about our own people? How are our people supposed to treat one another? Let's see how our people treated each other in the Bible. Go to the book of Exodus. Give me Exodus chapter 1.
Counter to 1. It's the book of Exodus chapter 1. Give me the start.
Start at verse 15.
Counter to 1. Verse 15. And the king of Egypt spake to the Hebrew midwives, of which the name of one was Sephara, and the name of the other Pua. And he said, when ye do the office of a midwife to the Hebrew women, and see them upon the stools, if it be a son, then ye shall kill him. But if it be a daughter, then she shall live.
So here you got the king of Egypt giving a decree to our people, to our gynecologists, our midwives, our adulas, saying, hey, when you perform the duty of a midwife and it's a son that comes out, kill him. He talking to Hebrew women. Our people wasn't going to the Egyptians to deliver their children. We were going to our own people. So Pharaoh wanted all the sons killed. But let's see how our people dealt with one another. Keep reading.
Counter to 1. But the midwives feared God and did not as the king of Egypt commanded them, but saved the men children alive.
Keep reading.
And the king of Egypt called for the midwives and said unto them, why have ye done this thing, and have saved the men children alive? And the midwives said unto Pharaoh, because the Hebrew women are not as the Egyptian women, but they are lively, and are delivered ere the midwives come in unto them.
Hey man, but don't you realize that the other nations, there were tests done on our women, on our men, because the other nations understood that we were able to take pain. We were able to take certain type of treatment. So they committed experiments against us to see how much pain a black man or a black woman could take. So you imagine being cut and sliced, limbs being taken off with no anesthesia, man. Some of the things happening to our brothers in the prison, even 40, 50 years ago. Different drugs being given to our brothers and sisters in prison to experiment on them, to see how their bodies would react to a chemical inducement. You have become a lab test to other nations. You going believing that you're getting the best care, but you're being experimented on. The care and love that you expect to receive, you're not getting it from these other nations. You're going to get it from your people. You're going to get it from your community. What did the midwives say again? Read that again. You're on mute, King.
It's like verse 13. And the midwife said unto Pharaoh, because the Hebrew women are not as the Egyptian women.
Salakia. The Hebrew women, they not like the Egyptian women. There's no comparison. The Hebrew women, hey, they lively. They can pop that baby out quick. But the Egyptians, they suffering. They can't deal with it. So there shows a separation between our peoples. So the other nations take that thought, they take that mindset. Well, let's see how much they can take. Let's see how much pain the body can endure. And let's see if we can monopolize on this and give it to our people. This is how you are experimented upon. All of these clinical drugs that's being pushed in the earth. Them trying to extract melanin from black people to do what? Give it to white people.
Mm-hmm.
They're playing with your DNA. Playing with different medications, Salakia, playing with different medications to try and so-called regulate a woman's cycle. That does what? It makes them infertile. Causes them not to have or be able to have children, man. These are the plots and things that are against our people, against our nation. Con, I heard you, Adawan. You go ahead.
Con, you hear me? I'm good now.
You good, Adawan?
Man, talking about that melanin, man. You know, I don't know if you're aware, but Elon Musk is championing this entire initiative to go to Mars. Right? This is a new thing. He wants to send people to Mars and see if it's habitable. Well, he's saying that we need to harvest melanin. We need more melanin for people to be able to go out there and even within the suits withstand all the pressures that are out there, all of the light, all of the elements. So it makes you wonder where they're going to get all of this melanin from. You know? And that's at the same time that our people are being hidden and being kidnapped and lost all over the country by the thousands. You know, so and we're gonna get into it because it gets a lot deeper. Hey, can you pull up the other one, Nassim? Pull up the other
which
one. The other sister is
in Chicago.
Yes.
Counter to one. I got it pulled up.
All praise.
This morning, a Chicago woman is demanding answers from a hospital she says discharged her while she was in labor. 38-year-old Mercedes Wells says she was having contractions 1 minute apart and knew the baby was coming, but a nurse sent her home.
I was in excruciating pain. She seen me in pain and agony. And she still perceived me to not be in labor.
The family sharing this video of Wells being wheeled out of the hospital. She then gave birth 8 minutes later in her truck on the side of the highway, her husband delivering their baby himself.
It's totally God's grace. I was scared. I didn't know what to do. I don't have any medical license or anything to deliver a baby.
Wells says she spent 6 hours at the hospital but never saw a doctor. She blames racial discrimination.
I was stripped of my dignity as a person because I was treated less than an animal.
Can we agree that a woman in active labor should not be sent away without first being seen by a doctor?
The CEO of Franciscan Health Crown Point Hospital responding, saying, the video and the comments it has generated are deeply troubling, and we understand the concern this has raised. The video is just one part of the information we are reviewing as part of a thorough investigation into this alleged incident. The good news, the couple says their baby daughter, Alina, is healthy and doing well.
The Wells say they're not seeking compensation. Instead, they want accountability and changes in hospital policy.
This morning, a Chicago woman is demanding answers from a hospital.
Hey, we'll see right there now. Oh yeah, fair use. Now, granted, the CEO came in and stepped in and tried to, lay down the law. But how often does a CEO have to step in a case like this? The nurses and the doctors, they are supposed to be there and not only represent the hospital itself, but represent someone who cares. They're supposed to represent someone who values life. They're supposed to represent someone who values the sanctity of childbirth. You know what I mean? And it's a dangerous situation when from the beginning of a child's life, a child is brought into a world where people are treating it as if it's less than, as if it's not worth what God intended it to be. You know, because how many cases, it makes you wonder how many cases in which they didn't go public, but women not only lost their babies but lost their lives. Okay, because there are statistics that show that our sisters are a few times more likely to die during childbirth than those of the other nations. And I'll tell you, in general, nobody is closer to death than when a woman is having a baby, just because it's that big of a procedure. I mean, it's that big of an issue.
That's right.
You know, and so for our women to not be receiving the proper respect, care, love, and attention, that's a terrible thing, and it plays into the mind of not only the baby, but the mom as well. And I challenge to you that for some, not all, but for some mothers, it kind of sets the tone that this baby ain't worth anything. This baby isn't worth the basic necessities that it has a right to.
That's right.
Because then now these children, these mothers growing up sometimes treating their children like crap, and now these children grow up and not valuing each other, not valuing their mother, not valuing their siblings. Because from the moment they were born, this is the type of treatment they were getting. You know, and it's a traumatic thing. And I tell you, trauma has a longer lasting effect than what we think, right? And I know you brought up the example in Exodus, but let's bring up another example, right? Let's go to Matthew chapter 2, start at verse 11. Right? You there?
This is the book of Matthew chapter 2, verse 11. And when they were coming to the house, they saw the young child with Mary, his mother, and fell down and worshiped him. And when they had opened their treasures, they presented unto him gifts, gold and frankincense and myrrh.
Right? So we know who that is, right? We're talking about the birth of Yahushua, right? And the wise men came and saw him and gave him the gifts and was very happy to receive him, right? Keep going.
And being warned of God in a dream that they should not return to Herod, they departed into their own country another way.
So you see, the Lord had to warn these wise men, hey, listen, don't return to Herod. Why? Because Herod was trying to kill Yahushua. Right? And then one could say, well, it was just specific to him. He just wanted to kill him because of, a power trip. No, we're going to show that. Keep going. I'm not going to spoil it. Keep going.
Verse 13. And when they were departed, behold, the angel of the Lord appeared unto Joseph in a dream, saying, Arise, and take the young child and his mother, and flee into Egypt, and be thou until I bring thee word, for Herod will seek the young child to destroy him.
So we know Herod's intent was to kill a child, was to kill Yahushua. Jump to verse 16.
Verse 16. Then Herod, when he saw that he was mocked of the wise men, was exceeding wroth, and sent forth and slew all the children that were in Bethlehem, and in all the coast thereof, from 2 years old and under, according to the time which he had diligently inquired of the wise men.
You see that? Because Esau's pride got pricked, he killed hundreds, possibly thousands of children, 2 years old and younger, that had nothing to do with the birth of Yahushua, all because his pride was hit. That shows a true inherent lack of respect and disregard for Israelite life. So this is not a new thing, right? It's not a new thing. It's true wickedness, right? That's no different than why we always bring out in Micah chapter 2 when it says the wicked they oppress a man and his heritage, right? Because what your children are a part of your heritage, right? Let's bring that out. Micah chapter 2 and start at verse 1.
Out of the one. To Micah chapter 2 and verse 1.
Con.
Count of the one. This is the book of Micah chapter 2 and verse 1. Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it, because it is in the power of their hand.
Con, did the brother finish?
Keep
reading on. And they covet fields and take them by violence, and houses and take them away. So they oppress a man in his house, even a man in his heritage.
Con, hey, Salakia. So you see right there, listen, it's in the power in their hands to do that. Because I tell you, a nurse and a doctor, they have a lot of power. When you go to the hospital to have your baby be born, that nurse could have a bad day. That nurse could pick up something, and it's up to their discretion. They could have CPS come take your baby right now. They could have CPS come and say, you know, well, what other children do you have? Give you an interview, and they have complete control over that situation. So it makes you wonder how many of our children or women have died because of the hands of some nursing staff or some doctors, right? And you see, listen, they oppress a man in his house, a man in his heritage. We see it right now. There are plenty of viral clips of black fathers being escorted out or arrested because they can see the mistreatment happening to their lady and their baby. And of course, they getting angry about it. They're saying, hey, what's happening? What's going on? And having that natural inclination of protection over his family, the doctors, they either kick him out or arrest him or call CPS to say, you know what, I don't think that this man has a safe home. Because obviously he has anger issues.
Mm-hmm.
They're oppressing your heritage. Or it's no different than y'all seen the clips in which, you know, people say, you know what, we deny all the vaccines. We don't want MMR or freaking hepatitis B, the STD vaccine in our young baby. And so when they do that, and especially if they try to, you know, get smart and cite all the cases of, you know, babies getting autism due to vaccines or just any of the negative effects, it's very often that CPS gets called again. The hospital staff said, what do you mean you don't want vaccines? You obviously don't prioritize your child's safety and health. And you see what they try to do. Now, granted, there are birth packages in which you can get. There are some good doulas out there. There are some good midwives in which they've already prepared packages that explain the laws and how much flexibility you have when it comes to vaccinating a child. But if you don't diligently seek that beforehand, you could be caught out there. Okay? Like, I know when a baby is born, the first thing I want to do is give them a vitamin K shot. Baby don't need any shots.
Right.
You can give it orally. You don't have to have your baby get a shot as soon as it's born. Right? So there are things that you can do. It might be wise to study up on, right? Verse 3.
Out of the one, verse 3. Therefore, thus saith the Lord, behold, against this family do I devise an evil, from which ye shall not remove your necks, neither shall ye go haughtily, for this time is evil.
You see, it's showing that it's a particular people group. It's a family of people who are doing and executing this evil, right? So then now we're also seeing years later, the Herodians or Herod doing the same thing to the Israelites. Guess what? This same people group has never lost power. We see the same people group in control of the hospital and the healthcare system that are oppressing our women today. Right? Now, real quick. So the next video I want to share, I sent it in a private chat. Okay. Let me just preface it. It comes from a movie called Goodbye, Uncle Tom. Okay. If you've never seen this movie, Goodbye, Uncle Tom, let me just tell you, it's a trigger warning. It is crazy. It's absolutely crazy. And the only place that you can find it, the only place that I found it, there are a few channels on YouTube, and I'm gonna tell you. So the general gist of the movie, it came out, I think, in 1971. The general gist of the movie is that some men are coming from Europe, some Edomite men are coming from Europe to America to do a documentary on slavery, slave conditions, etc. They want to understand it. So they go around to different slave plantations and just seeing different elements of the chattel slavery that our people endured, right? And granted, it's fiction, but it's really raw because this movie came out in a time prior to political correctness. So a lot of the stuff in this movie is crazy. I don't necessarily suggest that you show it to your children first. I would suggest watching it first and then determining if your child is old enough to process what's being showed. But we're gonna get into it, right? So there's one scene, you can start it at 1 minute, 23 seconds. 1 hour, 23 minutes, and 45 seconds.
Might have to put the fair use up first, I don't know.
Yep, fair use. Look, I don't want to put the media fair use up there because y'all know what happens the moment I start sharing media. But fair use though. Okay. These are our thoughts and comments on this content. Like I said, start at 1 hour, 23 minutes, and 45 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. Now, and also be very diligent. So we're gonna pause it, but have your finger on the pause button just in case, because I don't think it's this scene, but around this portion, they show some stuff that are a little bit more explicit than we need to be sharing right now. Okay, it might be something for Patreon or something. I honestly suggest you all watch this. It's called Goodbye, Uncle Tom. All right. So we're gonna just watch a few minutes, and let me just give some context just in case. Here, pause it. Let me just give some context just in case we have to end up pausing it. So right now, during this scene, the people from Europe doing the documentary, they're looking at the doctor and looking at how he's experimenting on our people, and he refers to us as animals and showing that, hey, you can do this without anesthesia. And he was the leading scientist of the day, and was justifying his mistreatment towards us. These same sentiments and these same people are the people who wrote the books and the procedures and set the tone for the culture that exists within healthcare today, right? And then after this, Nasim, if you were able to pull up some of those statistics that we were talking about, we can dive into those. I know you said you kind of wrote a paper on some of this. All right, run it.
What do the masters say to that? Does it or does it not prove they have souls? And the best person to answer that is the most eminent scientific authority of the day, Professor Samuel Cartwright, born in Jackson, Mississippi in 1802, died in Charleston, South Carolina in 1876. Why do you say he died?
Of course, the Italians. Come. As you know, it's only a question of time. On the other hand, I hope to me speaking with people who have a basic understanding of this art. Yeah. Tom, how are we going with the perspiration?
Ready, Professor.
Now, good. How about a smell? Is that a human odor or an animal odor? To speak more clearly, is the pH acid or alkaline? Naturally, it's acid. Answer, as a matter of fact, 1 square centimeter of this skin has twice the number of sweat glands as this skin. And you do not need a microscope to see the limited cranial capacity and the vile wool that covers it, this low forehead, or the eyes completely lacking in any blue pigment, or the animal-like nose with its dirty wide nostrils and the abnormally strong teeth and this almost Neanderthal jaw are all characteristics of a subhuman race.
Pause it.
Race
Pause it real quick.
are inferior to our own.
Con. So I don't know if you guys are catching up on what he's saying, but it started off saying the question was, do these people have souls? And it said, we don't know, but the best person to tell us is this scientist. Now, granted, this is, like I said, done in the 70s, but it's based off a real character, his writings, his findings. Okay. And so this is the man that they were referring to. This is the man that they were referring to say, hey, you know what? Whether these are people or not, whether these people deserve adequate treatment, anesthesia, or to be treated as human at all. And you can see he says no. And he's trying to prove physiologically, because our skin is thicker, because we have tougher jaws, because our sweat smells different, and all the things that kind of make us different physically, because guess what? 2 nations came from the womb that separated us from Esau. Because we have physical differences, he used these differences to justify our mistreatment. And this is the person that led science of the day. Now, you can look at his, like I said, this is based on a real person. You can look at his writings, and it's going to piss you off. Like I told you, trigger warning, complete trigger warning. There are tons of books and stuff on this, but this was the father of the science on the Negroes, and which is why our women, they don't get treated the same. Because why? Our pain, our anguish is not taken as seriously, because they think that we can, quote unquote, take it. All right. Now keep going. Now, like I tell you, it's about to get a little crazier. So keep your finger on the pause button.
A race that is but another example of nature's innumerable attempts to obtain perfection. Nature loves perfection. The perfection of the European Homo sapiens, the white race. Us.
Excuse us, Professor, but aren't you Jewish?
Yes, but why?
Slovakia. Did you catch that? Did you catch that? Because we always say that Amalek and proper Esau, or Esau proper, is like how I like to call them. They are in cahoots in the oppression of our people. And very often, anytime you try to talk about Amalek's involvement within our slavery, they say, oh no, that has nothing to do with us, Holocaust this, Holocaust that. But this movie, now granted, this is a fictional movie, but it's all based on actual facts. It's laughing at the fact that, you see, These people, those were the people that was classifying us as subhuman, the small hats. And these are also people who are funding what? The slave trade. And these are also people who are funding what? Eugenics. You know, interestingly enough, I just saw an interview with they were bringing up how Netanyahu said, well, the reason why we got to treat the Palestinians this way is because we the Israelites and the Lord told us to destroy Amalek, and they're Amalek.
Counter to one.
Ain't that interesting? You saw that too?
Counter to one.
You see? So he can use this twisted scriptures to say, nope, you're Amalek. We got to treat you this way. But the moment we call out the true Amalek for being who he is, we get banned. You lose your job. You called all type of names. And whatever. Press play.
Counter to one.
Let's imagine we want to rid ourselves. You wouldn't have to use atrocious methods like gas or deportation. It would suffice simply not to cure the diseases which infest the specimens here in this laboratory. Remember, and I've written this, a healthy Negro is a good slave, and a bad slave is a sick Negro. For example, look at them. Their disease is...
Hey, pause this.
Or the mania to escape. They think only of escape, but...
All right, you might need to
not
fast
out of
forward
an
a little
idea of
couple
freedom
seconds.
which is unable in a human. The Negro doesn't have these sentiments. If he escapes only.
Hey, you might need to fast forward a little couple seconds. I think this is the scene where they just have it, cause one of these scenes they do grab Jake Rod and do all this weird stuff with it. So you got to be careful. This may or may not be the scene. But you get, matter of fact, huh? Okay.
La
what? This is not it?
I don't know why Michael said he is about to do that.
He's about to do what?
What you was mentioning.
The scene you was talking about.
Okay, cool. Con. All right. Yeah, so you've seen this before. So fast forward a little few seconds, because the part I'm trying to get to is he goes into another room and he has Gad and change too. And he talks about that.
Look at these slime foxes.
Brother. All right, pause it right there. Right there. See, that's a Gadite.
You know, it's amazing. It's amazing when they portray Gad. They actually portray Gad as how Gad actually is. And it's been a serious controversy, you know, over who Gad actually is. And a lot of our people take the notion and they derive based on phenotype or how a person actually looks in the face, or how their hair is designed to say whether or not a person is Native American or whether they're so-called Jake. You know, and that it's crazy, you know, even amongst our own community, you know, amongst those who are Native American, there's even a racial divide amongst us, man. You know, you got those who will call so-called darker skinned Native Americans as pretendians and say those with the Asiatic phenotype are the true Native Americans. But when you do the history, you find out a lot of truth and a lot of lie. And you can see just based on the facial features, even though these are actors, you see the facial features that are being portrayed just in this movie. And I've never seen this movie before, but it just triggered something in my thought and my own study, you know, concerning Native Americans looking at this video.
Hey, you need to go watch this. I implore everybody to go look at this video. Go Google it. Goodbye, Uncle Tom. Download it before Esau try to take it off. I'm telling you. And I didn't want to find it, but there was another instance in which they had given a woman an abortion. It's another scene. They give a woman an abortion without any anesthetics, and they're like, "You gonna just do that?" And they're like, "Yeah, they don't feel pain. They're niggers. They don't feel. They're animals, right?" Press play.
Seem to be done. There's the same difference between a Negro and an Indian as there is between a dog and a coyote. You can put a dog on a leash, beat him, and he'll always be there to lick your feet. Take away a coyote's liberty and you've cut off his hair. An Indian will never be a slave. No one has ever been able to make them reproduce in captivity. They do not eat, they do not talk, they do not sleep, they do not make love. On the other hand, these people exaggerate. The Negro boasts of an enormous member, not realizing that this is the result of still another disease, which is Eromania elephantina sudanensis. Oh, by the way, I invented this. It's to keep them away from their genitals so they can play with themselves. They have such enormous...
Pause it. All right, cool. We could tear this one down. We could tear this down because this whole portion is crazy. But I think we gathered the point of what we can use from this video. And just like the brother said, listen, you may need to watch this in segments because this is hard to watch. I've seen multiple people cry when this comes out. Like watching that video, I've seen honestly multiple people cry, and they always cry at the same part. So, but you see right there, he compared Northern Kingdom to Southern Kingdom. Said one is like a dog and one is like a coyote. You know, because the coyote compared to Gad in the Northern Kingdom said, "Hey, listen, you can't really oppress them like that. You can't put them in slavery because they don't want to eat, they don't want to do anything. They're just gonna sit there until they die." As opposed to the slaves from Africa, we can actually make them reproduce. Why, Esau? Because you spent the first couple hundred years killing these people by the millions, by the tens of millions. And so the remnant that are left, they just done. They don't want to participate in anything. They rather die and be with their ancestors than to deal with your stuff, than to deal with your wickedness. But we see the slaves who were not as familiar, the Southern Kingdom people who were not as familiar with the oppression of this regime of Edomites, who come over here and off the boat, and this is the type of stuff that they would be relegated to. This is the type of treatment, right? So, right now, Nassim, you can go into the stats that you have already prepared before we segue into the next section on this.
Number one, we can also get Deuteronomy chapter 28 real quick as well. Just verse 49. I want to add that to this word.
You said 28 verse 29. This is the book of Deuteronomy chapter 28 verse 29. And thou shalt grope at noon.
It's like in verse number 49. Start there.
49. Gotcha. Verse 49. The Lord shall bring a nation against thee from afar, from the end of the earth, as swift as the eagle flieth, a nation whose tongue thou shalt not understand.
So the Most High prophesied this thousands of years ago. And he would bring a nation to us from afar. We see that with the case of course, our Southern Kingdom brothers and sisters. With, of course, you got the so-called American Black, but also, of course, how they even showed our Native American brothers and sisters, our Gadites and our Reubenites, right? In the same conditions, in the same circumstances. Continue to read.
A nation of fierce countenance, which shall not regard the person of the old, nor show favor to the young.
Salakia, I couldn't unmute, but it's pretty much what we're seeing right here is entirely biblical prophecy, right? It's entirely, of course, everything that the Most High said that he was going to do, right? Because we're getting ready to show you something called pretty much, if I'm not wrong, social stratification or sociological imagination. Pretty much how, of course, how history plays into how history, of course, economics, and of course the world's classification system pretty much plays a role within individual life expectancies, and how, of course, that affects us even on a personal level, right? I'm going to show this. I'm going to share my screen real quick, right? I don't want to say that I said it as well. I did a paper on this as well, but I'm just going to get a few statistics on this topic, pretty much to show, of course, the life expectancy of course, our women in comparison to, of course, the other nations, right? For maternal mortality, which means the death of a mother during childbirth, right? In 2023 was 3 deaths per 100,000 live births, right? It's almost half. Counted on.
Hey, Captain Aaron, you got to share the screen.
Is it up now?
Count out one.
Count out one.
Now
let's go.
Count one. Continue to read. It says, pretty much, it says, for comparison, in 2023, non-Hispanic white women had a rate of 14.5 per 100,000, which means that Black women were 3.47 times more likely to die from maternal causes than white women in 2023, right? Of course, we may say, well, how is that, right? Of course, they're going into how strong we are as a people, and of course, our composition. But at the same time, we must understand is that the conditions that we're in play a very great role within this, right? The conditions that we face on a day-to-day basis plays a very great role within the life expectancy of not only our mothers, but our children as well. Reading on, in 2022, the infant mortality rates, which is death before age 1, 100,000 live births for non-Hispanic Black infants were 10.9 per 100,000. In the same, it was 4.5 per 100,000 for non-Hispanic white infants. That means Black infants had a mortality rate about 10.9 divided by 4.5, which is 2.42 times, I'd say around 2.5 more times than white infants, right? Which, according to the U.S. Office of Minority Health in 2023, Black infants die almost 2 times more frequently than the total population average, right? And we're getting ready to go into a few of the aspects that play a contributing role within this, right? And of course, this life expectancy overall for our people, it's that essentially the overall life expectancy at birth was 71.2 years in 2021, right? Of course, the Most High said that he wants to drive a man at least 100, I want to say 120 years, if I'm not wrong, right? So we're getting like a fraction of that, right? All due to, of course, the conditions that we're in within a captivity like this. In the same report, life expectancy was 76.7 years in 2021. So the difference is 5.5 less life expectancy for Black people based on 2021 mortality rates. but I'm going to continue to read on some more of these, right? Pretty much factors in which that contribute to pretty much these different rates, and of course the pretty much the overall reality that we face over here concerning, of course, why we're able to see our sisters go 30 minutes in labor and have to get their child out in the car, right? Of course, he just like, it's only by God's grace that this was happening, because hey, if it was up to anybody else, this never would, right? They would have left us pretty much on our own, right? But major health disparity factors, number one leading cause being structural racism in healthcare. Black patients are less likely to be listened to or believed when reporting pain or symptoms. And isn't that exactly what we was going into before?
That's
With
right.
Good These people don't view you as somebody that can register pain. They look at you as, again, less than a human being. They did that since this country was instituted, and the same spirit is on them today. Continuing on, it says studies show Black women often receive delayed or inadequate treatment, even when presenting this with the same conditions as white women. Implicit bias affects decision on C-sections, diagnostic testing, pain management, and follow-up care. Impact: higher maternal mortality rate, missed complications, and untreated emergencies, right? All these things play a factor, and of course, the reason why a lot of our sisters end up dying in childbirth, right? Which is, of course, why it's a blessing that, of course, we see in families raised up within, of course, the community today, man, because with a kingdom like this, man, we don't want to be in no other place but a righteous kingdom, man, right? These people gotta go, right? I believe you already read that in Deuteronomy, but let me get the Song of the Three Holy Children, verse 9, as well, real quick.
This is the book of the Song of the Three Holy Children, starting at verse 9. And thou didst deliver us into the hands of lawless enemies, most hateful forsakers of God, and to an unjust king, and the most wicked in all the world.
The most wicked in all the world. They're not even able to comprehend they don't even have that human compassion, right? For somebody that looked just slightly different, right? But of course, we ultimately know what it goes back to. It's an old hatred that burns fervently within these people, right? You read about that in the book of Obadiah. You read about that in the book of Malachi. You read about that in the book of Amos, right? How they have not hated blood, right? You read about that in Ezekiel, right? Continuing on, though, of course, this is just a health disparity or major health factors that play a role within, of course, the rates of our deaths, right? Which, of course, we see it at the top of the charts: racism. It could have been anything else. It could have been something like housing. It could have been something like income. But at the same time, we can't ignore the true realities of the place in which we're living in. That's why if you're accepting a religion that pretty much wants you to lay that to the side, then of course it's literally forcing you to like make yourself blind to the world around you, because everybody else can see it, but it's asking you not to see, right? Continuing on, it says chronic stress from racism, also known as weathering. Long-term exposure to racism can cause chronic stress that raises blood pressure, increases inflammation, weakens the cardiovascular and immune systems. This accelerates physical aging and increases complication during pregnancy. Higher rates of hypertension, preeclampsia, preterm birth, and overall lower life expectancy. Higher rates of underdiagnosed. Counterwine.
So, Lucky, real quick, hey man, because this brother is cooking right now. He's bringing out some excellent points because about this. Now, both of those women who went through these traumatic experience, let's just say they were going to get pregnant again. How do you think that they would feel about going to another hospital to have birth? They're so traumatized from this, it's very likely that they could suffer stress-related complications in their pregnancy. You know, and so not only does this have an impact on the pregnant mother and the baby, this trauma, this also causes, like we said, a lack of respect and self-value amongst our people as we grow. Because nobody cared about you from the womb, Jake. The moment you were born, you were treated, before you were even born, you were treated, oh, it's okay. Just give them whatever. You know what? Have your baby in a car. Go on the side of the road and have your child. Right? And I know we brought out it earlier, but see, the love of many have waxed cold. It's supposed to be a natural. You would hope that a nurse has a natural love for humanity, or you know what I mean, a innocent life of a child, or a vulnerable mother giving birth, that she will want the most and the best for this child. But we don't see that, right? To let me back on your three holy children, because we could keep going in this, but I want to transition real quick. So I think this is good that you brought out. You're gonna queue up. You got the other two videos I sent in the chat, right?
I counted one. I had the one with the I got the first one from I don't want to cowish with that reel. I could also get the other ones you said in the Bar4Bar chat.
Yes, please queue those two up. About, you know, Jake running down. Remember, I said started a minute and 50 seconds, and then we're gonna get the last one there, because we can transition. And then now y'all please get 2nd Ezra chapter 5 and start at verse 2. You on mute.
Count out one. This is the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 5, verse 2. But iniquity shall be increased above that which now thou seest, or that thou hast heard long ago. And the land that thou seest now to have root, shall thou see wasted suddenly.
Right? So it's talking about the future prophecy, saying, hey, iniquity is going to increase from what you're seeing now, not only in this land that is your home, but also it's obviously going to pertain to Israel, right? Go ahead, jump to verse 8.
Kind of well, verse 8. There shall be a confusion also in many places, and the fire shall be offset out again, and the wild beasts shall change their places, and mistress women shall bring forth monsters.
Mistress women shall bring forth monsters, right? Now, obviously, we're not talking about some damn Frankenstein, but we're showing out of order children, children with no regard for life, for self-respect, for love, for that brotherly love. Matter of fact, yeah, let's get that. Real quick, you Nayal get Sirach 30 and 8, and then Kwabzala, let's jump back to Deuteronomy chapter 28. We'll read 54 through 56.
Count out one. This is the book of Sirach, chapter 30, verse 8. And horse not broken becometh headstrong.
Right.
And a child left to himself will be willful.
A child left to himself, his own devices will be willful, right? Now we can take that to mean a child that is not consistently reinforced with structure and love and appreciation, but is just forced to kind of set their own run rules, and they don't have someone really doubling down on the law, statutes, and commandments and saying, no, this is how you behave. This is how you treat your brothers. This is how you treat your sisters. They become a monster. Right? And a lot of times this happens. Why? Because of single parent households, because of tension, even with Eve and her daughter, with tension coming with Jake and his son. Right? And so because of that, now we see that same trauma and rage and out of order behavior exercised through an evil eye towards your brother. Even in children now are a lot more unruly and they don't even have a lot of times that innate just love and desire to want to be nice to one another. That it used to exist when I came up. Children be happy to play together, like, oh, okay. Like you have to say, hey, baby, stop that. Come over here. Okay, that's right. Tell them hi. But now we seeing young kids be so rude and wicked, wanting to hurt one another. You see, and I contend to you that a lot of this is trauma that started all the way from birth, that hasn't been checked. Right? Go there in Deuteronomy 28.
You said Deuteronomy 20:45?
54. We're going to read through 56.
54. Counter one. It's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, and verse 54. So that the man that is tender among you and very delicate, his eye shall be evil toward his brother, and toward the wife. And toward the wife of his bosom, and toward the remnant of his children, which he shall leave.
This is the portion I wanted to focus on. Because if you leaving your children, somebody's got to go to work and pay for these children. Somebody's got to sustain these children. So then now you're leaving these children to their own devices, allowing them to become monsters, and no one teaching them to value one another. No one teaching them to share. Heck, they fight over your attention sometimes because they only get an hour of it.
That's right.
There's no sense of community and love. And that's why, because love has waxed cold from the womb. A big part, especially if you have multiple children, a big part, and the Kawashai, you can attest to this, a big part of parenthood is teaching them how to deal with one another in love. Like, no, we are family. You're not going to treat your sister like this. You're not going to treat your brother like this. You know? And a lot of times when you don't have someone reinforcing that sense of familial love, we get wickedness. We get people violent. Then they grow up to be men to have an evil eye. But it don't start at the evil eye. It starts in the home. Then that evil eye develops. Keep going.
It's like it one. Just a quick point to add on to that as well, real quick. It's not just only for the siblings within your own household, but that has to be taught and instructed for, of course, all your people, for everybody that look like that, right? Of course, all skin not kin, but y'all understand what I'm saying, right?
Yep.
But I'm gonna continue to read verse number 55, so that he will not give to any of them. You want to read? Just jump to 56.
Yes.
Counter to one. This is Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 46. Chapter 28 and verse 56. The tender and delicate woman among you, which would not adventure to set the sole of her foot upon the ground for delicateness and tenderness, her eye shall be.
Now we know that's naturally how we had our women. We respected them so much, we valued them so much to say, "No, baby, we got this. Don't even set your foot on the ground." And we're being facetious. Obviously, our women walked. But the point is, you had care and reverence and respect, not only for your wife because she's your wife, but also because she's the mother of your child. And she understood this. And she was raising her daughters to behave the same way and raising her sons to respect they rib and their families the same way. That system is broken. Right? And the moment we come together and start to evolve and develop a true family structure, Esau makes it his business to say, nope, you're an animal. Nope, Jake, we gotta keep you over here being a gangster, want to kill. No, Eve, we gotta keep you out of here being out of order, trying to be a bad girls club type of, y'all know what I'm trying to say. Right? We got to keep you like this to separate y'all, because once you start coming together and that family union, that family structure starts to become more intact, problems. It's harder to penetrate the minds of your youth. And there have been billions of dollars and generations, as you see in science and all these institutions that have made it their business to destroy that familiar structure in us. And you see they were doing it to both Northern Kingdom and Southern Kingdom. We see it all over. We don't even have to get into those statistics. That's another class. Right? But so understanding what is supposed to be, the value we're supposed to have in our women, let's see what was lost there. Go ahead.
God 1. Her eyes shall be evil toward the husband of her bosom, and toward her son, and toward her daughter, and toward the young one, and toward her young one that cometh out from between her feet, and toward her children which she shall bear.
You see? So it's showing that even Eve, right now, we're seeing that the obvious case is through abortion. We see that it's a whole nother class coming on that. But we also showing when a baby is born, now it makes you wonder how much of that evil eye comes from her traumatic experience when even having a baby, her traumatic experience in birth, right? We know that single motherhood plagues our community. That brother had to give birth to his baby on the side of the road. What happened if there was no man there?
That's right.
What was she to do? Was she to give birth to the baby herself, now deal with the blood, and then drive back home with the baby or drive to the hospital? Like, what is she to do? What if she lost her life? You see? And so I think there is some type of a portion of a breakdown in that love between a mother and a child if the child is brought through a super traumatic experience this way.
It's a lock in.
Because go ahead.
You know, I think it's a big thing, you know, even in, you know, as you were talking on you know, how we should be unified and you know, within our community. And a lot of that does start in the home, you know, but a lot of times a person with a covetous mind destroys their own house. And that mindset destroys your community, because you'll end up getting those same cliches, the crab in a barrel mentality, you know, where we're no longer satisfied or content with what we have. We want what others have to be better than them. Brother, give me Job chapter 39 and read verse 16.
It's the book of Job.
A lot of times, you know, not saying all sisters, but some sisters take on the mindset that children have destroyed their bodies, and they're more concerned with their appearance and how they're viewed amongst other women or how they're viewed amongst men. It becomes, or it starts to bear hatred towards their own child because of the process of the pregnancy, you know, where sometimes the skin stretches, you get stretch marks, or, you know, the body changes. You pick up a little bit more weight. You know, sometimes some women don't lose all of the baby weight, and they feel as though the child has destroyed who they were. So their eye becomes evil towards the one that they gave birth to. Read that in Job.
This is the book of Job, chapter 39 and verse 16. She is hardened against her young ones, as though they were not hers. Her labor is in vain without fear.
So she becomes hardened against her own young ones, the ones who came out from between her legs. She's hardened against them. This is why you see a lot of young women will put their kids up for adoption, wrap them up in towels and put them in trash cans, leave them on the doorsteps of strangers, take them to the hospital and just drop them off, because they become hardened towards their young ones. That mentality of cherishing your people, cherishing your community is far from that mindset, because they want what they once had, or they want the admiration that they once were getting from a body shape that they once held. And it's such a vain thought process, man. And you see it being pushed heavily in social media. The way a woman presents herself, the clothes that certain women can wear, and heavier women they can't. So that covetous eye is destroying the spirit of our women, man. That envious eye is destroying the spirit of our women. They don't become, they lose that tenderness, and they even become hardened towards one another. So much so that they now take on a masculine mentality. Man, I seen videos on social media, on YouTube, where women have told other women, this is why men don't want you, because they don't want another man. And it's crazy, because that's the mindset that they have.
Yep.
But understand it, man. All of this is a contributing factor into the war against our women and our children. It's not just a war against the brothers, but it's against you too, sis. It's against our children. And the more that our women continue to view themselves in that light, view themselves as just likes and hearts on social media, view themselves as subscribers, and I'm only loved based on the comment that you put. No. You got to learn to love yourself and your community. Love your children, love your family. This is what's important. Don't become hardened through this life, man. And a lot of times people get Matthew 10 and 34. Because this a lot of times this scripture can be brought out in a fashion that it shouldn't be. You're on mute, King.
Salakia. This is the book of Matthew, chapter 10, verse 34. Think not that I am come to send peace on earth.
Mm-hmm.
I came not to send peace, but a sword.
Keep reading.
For I am come to set a man at variance against his father, and the daughter against her mother, and the daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law.
So Christ ain't teaching to further Deuteronomy 28 and 54. Deuteronomy 28 and 56. He's not teaching to continue to push that. Keep reading.
And a man's foes shall be they of his own household.
This ain't Deuteronomy 28 and 54 right here. This is talking about the mindset, the actions, the character of men and women. So we gotta reestablish this. And this is what this is the whole purpose of this lesson, man. Reestablishing the correct mindset that a man or a woman should have towards their brother and sister.
Mm-hmm.
But ultimately, the only way that we can do this is by doing what? Ridding our community of iniquity, man. And you're gonna see it. You're gonna see the effects of the curses being played out in these videos we're getting ready to show. You got it, Adam.
Hey, man. And you know what I was thinking? The reason why this is so important, get real quick Ezekiel 16 and 44. This is why the change has to start with you. Or else it's going to be an ongoing cycle. Man, because I'm being honest. When I heard the mom tell her daughter, you shouldn't even have this baby here. You knew what they be on. Then why did you allow her to take? Did she drive herself or did you drive her? Why didn't you say, no, baby, you know how these babies are. I mean, you know how this hospital is. We're gonna find somewhere safe for you to have your child. And make that a priority.
Hey, but to that point though, there also you gotta remember what she said as well. She said when you found out that your doctor is the one that actually chooses the hospital because he only services certain hospitals. So it's your choice of doctor that determines the hospital that you're going to deliver at, unless you just forsake your doctor and just go to whatever hospital that's closest to you. And that needs to be evaluated as well with the circumspect mind, because you choosing doctors, you trying to go with Esau, this is what you might get.
Hey, well, I'll just say this, because I've seen instances in which people have switched. No, I'm not going to that hospital. This is the hospital that I'm going to go to. If you're in Southern California, the Los Angeles area, I got to give it up. Torrance Memorial, they do a good job with the birthing process. Torrance Memorial, from the moment your baby is born, that baby stays with you the entire time until you leave. And it's Jake who's delivering your baby. Jake is the head, I don't know if it's neonatal is the proper term, but the head doctor that's in charge of the birthing process is a brother. And he's cool, and he will oversee. And you can go in the emergency room. You don't even have to. I mean, you can set it up. You can make an appointment, but you can show up in the emergency in Torrance Memorial and say, "Hey, I'm about to have a baby, and this is what's happening." They will expedite you right through, and they will not separate you from your child, and they will not force any vaccines on your child. So I don't know about other places, but I know out here you can do that. Read that.
Counter one. This is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 16, verse 44. Behold, everyone that useth proverbs shall use this proverb against thee, saying, as is the mother, so is her daughter.
You see that? That's that generational curse that happens. That's that. Now, if a mother teaches her daughter through her own care, through her own love, through her own wisdom, then of course the child is going to grow up and pour that same thing into her baby. But if the mama was so traumatized by her existence from birth that she's evil towards her, that she's cussing her out, that she barely spends time with her, that she doesn't teach her how to be a respectable young lady, what's going to happen to that daughter when she grows up and goes out in the world? And she has no safe place to call home. She has no father figure to show her love, so she's not seeking it out there in boys who are just looking to take advantage of her yearning for love and connection. You see, children left to their own devices, we brought that out already, will become very willful. And when you willful, you do what you want to do. Anything that comes up to that, but guess what? Fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. When you're willful, you're not considering what the Lord has to say. You're not moving with fear of the Lord. You're moving based off of impulses. That's why I said a woman who lives in her pleasure, she's dead already. right? Hey, look, I'm seeing, and this is a good thing. People putting in the chat, good hospitals. They shall not good hospital. If you've had a good a positive hospital experience, especially as it pertains to giving birth, put them in the chat. So somebody in your city can look and go there instead of being relegated or assigned to some experience like the one we just saw. So put them in the chat, man. All right, cue up the other videos, Bob Kashar. Let's get the one first before we get the other one. Get the one from the J first.
Counter to one.
Let me know. Well, I should see when you're trying to share it. All right.
Look, he's running with the stroller.
And this is we're only going to do like 10 seconds of this. And this is, of course, fair use. I don't want to put that up, but fair use. There's a thoughts and comments. I mean, yeah, on this content.
Look, he's running with the stroller.
Look at his baby, huh? Throw the nigga baby in the garbage. You see that?
Really?
Start it over because it was choppy for me. Yeah, started like 147.
Yo, I told
Pay
you.
attention.
Bro. Look, he's running with the stroller.
Look at his baby. All right, take that down. You see, now this was somewhere in New York a couple years ago, but they saw a man who they had beef with. Jake saw whoever, I don't know the situation past that or what led up to this beef, but they saw a man actually out with his son, spending time with his baby. Just him and the baby in the stroller. They see him, instead of saying, nah, he's with his baby, you know what, let me chill. They start chasing him down, and he's running with the stroller. They jump him, take his baby, and throw his baby in the garbage and post it for cool points. Bro, it is in my opinion that we don't need people like that. People like that had that mindset. We don't need them genetics to continue. And I'm going to just leave that point there. We don't need them around. But how deplorable are you? Now, on the left-hand side, your big homies taught you that? Like, there's no way you should be able to do that and get cool points and then come back to your area and get, oh man, and get praise for that. You should have been in the garbage after that. But you see, there's that is an effect of growing up with no sense of value for your brother. For a baby, you'll throw him in the garbage. It gets me so angry. There's things I want to say that I should not say. But imagine for that baby how he's going to grow up looking at value, looking at himself, looking at another brother. What's to stop him from having that same evil eye towards the next man? Or now, if he's got a sibling, to go home and now crash out on his siblings. You see? Think about the impact on that baby. Think about the impact on that father. How he's got to feel knowing that his son, who he's in charge of protecting, is now viral for being thrown in the trash can and him getting beat up. Think about the hit that takes to his self-esteem, not only as a man, but as a father.
That's right. That's right, man.
Think about the impact it has on the mother who, baby's out with dad. And has to see all on social media your baby in the garbage. Think how much are you going to value or be optimistic to send that baby with the father again?
That's right.
And by all accounts, this is the brother that was obviously involved in his child's life. He out with his stroller with his son.
Mm-hmm.
You just broke a family.
Yep.
Trying to get cool points for something that, boy, around these parts, you come back doing that, it's over with. You know?
Hey, so like,
go ahead.
Hey, brother, give me Sirach chapter 3, verse 2. And this is why you constantly hear us when we teach it's wicked to be wicked. Because destructive behavior like this, it destroys the mentality of the child, the father, the mother. It's a lot that is torn down when you have situations like this. Read that.
This is the book of Second Ezra, chapter 3, and verse number 2.
Salakia. Sirach, chapter 3, verse 2.
Counter 1. This is the book of Sirach or Ecclesiastes, chapter 3, and verse 2. Hear me, your Salakia. For the Lord hath given the father honor over the children, and hath confirmed the authority of the mother over the sons.
So the Most High has given the honor of the father over the children. Now, as the Adawan was bringing out, when this child grows up and sees what? Sees the video of them being put in a trash can, what's the mindset of a child towards their father? Is that their father is my protector. The father is the one that defends the house, defends the child. That honor that the Most High is given to the father over the son, you destroyed that. You destroyed that in the mindset of that child. Now the mindset of the father as the protector is he can't do nothing now. This is how men and women go what we call go off the deep end. Because things that are valued and placed in them, when they're destroyed, they become broken. They become broken people. So that's how brothers will go and could just crash out. Children are going crash out because the values that are supposed to be in them, the way they viewed their father, the way they viewed their mother has been destroyed now. You imagine growing up and seeing your father allowed you to get put in a trash can. What's the mother going to say? What was you doing? It's going to cause division in the home. That marriage going to break. That marriage going to break. Because now the wife is now Deuteronomy 28 and 54, 56. She got an evil eye towards her husband because of a situation. It's a snowballing effect, man. That's why it's wicked to be wicked. We got to get out of we got to get out of this mindset that you can't do nothing with your kid. You got to teach them rascals, man, because the scriptures say you're going to bring up monstrous children. Yeah. Children, this last video, it was hard for me to watch. What? Because that's what you're going to witness in the video is monstrous children. And then as you dive further into the update concerning this video, you see the parents were monstrous. Parents don't have the love for their community that they supposed to have. It's crazy, man. I yield right there, man.
Hey, bring that up. You almost home, family.
Counter on the left.
Hey, all of us are on this stage angry. I don't know if you can tell, but everybody hot. everybody hot, and it should make you angry. Why? Because what oppression does what maketh the wise man mad. If you're not angry, then you sleep.
And
But
man, it's
us who
selective.
are wise, now it's important for us to not only teach but do what we can to be the change in our own family.
That's right.
A selected one.
What up?
I was just gonna say that's exactly why Scripture says where there is no counsel, where there's no instruction, where there's no teaching going on, that's why the people constantly fall, right? We like they try to discredit the work that we put out there on the streets and everything, and of course the fact that we say we got to keep the commandments when we go out to the streets corners, but that's the root cause and the solution to every last one of these things, right? And I do want to make a point on this video as well, but I'm gonna press play.
Oh God! Shamar looking at Shamar. Come here. What you want, Shamar? Foot. Shamar, foot. What you want, Shamar? Shamar looking at. Come on.
No, it's on the house.
Look at them ankles, boy. Shamar looking at. Giant. Julia. Hey, boy, don't touch my brother foot. Oh, hell no, those ankles ashy. Look at them bitches, Greg. Crackhead. Other bitches more. Look at that. Look at that. Damn. Oh my. Damn. You know, the little kids in them, not the big kids. The big kids not touching them. I'm saying the little kids smash that bitch on my brother. Damn! Crack! Damn! Hey, fool, let my homie go. Let my motherfucking homie go. Beat his ass, yo! Damn! They working ass! Damn! Oh my God!
That's wild, man.
Oh God!
Look at the state of our people, man. That video right there is disheartening, man. Children that don't have any care for the life of a child in the womb, the respect for the parent, the love for their own brother. You just steal on a little boy. So weak-minded that the young man can say steal on her, and the little girl jump and punch the woman in the face.
This is when you're supposed to be your most innocent. You're supposed to have some time. I mean, I can remember being a child. I had reverence for adults.
God.
You know what I mean? Like, you ain't gotta be my auntie or my uncle, but I'm still not finna violate you. I still gonna mind some type of authority and see. Let's get that the classic. And say, and I tell you, what I've noticed is a lot of these weird, crazy doctrines going off. That's because a lot of times people are forgetting the foundational scriptures. The people are forgetting the milk. and being so busy trying to be so deep that you led off into a ditch. And so I wanted to make a point to make sure we bring in our only foundational scriptures, because these are the ones that you need to reinforce and sit in. We brought that out last week. You need to sit in this and understand this and learn it and have it ingrained within your spirit before you start trying to break down all this crazy stuff going off. Get Isaiah 3 and 12. And I'm going to tell you, every last one of them parents need to get the beats. Now, maybe I'm being carnal on that, but what? Read that.
Count out of one. It's the book of Isaiah, chapter 3, verse 12. As for my people, children are their oppressors.
You see that?
And women.
Those children were oppressing them. Why? Because it goes back, children left to their own devices shall be willful, right? And because why? Then they're going to become monsters. Why? Because they don't have a sense of respect for adults in their home. They don't have love in their home. Because why? Probably something generational. Probably something generational. Because if those children were brought up to respect their own parents and their own family and their own elders, they would respect those of the community. And there's no way. I mean, I remember I wanted to fight somebody, but they were with their parents. I had to wait and be so nice and go through a whole process just to get at somebody, just out of reverence for their family and their community. Now, I was out of order for sure, but I wasn't like this. Like, what's wrong with you? Hey, this is what happened when love waxed cold from the womb. Right? Finish that verse out, then I'm yield. I mean, I'm kind of angry.
Count out of one, starting from the top. As for my people, children are their oppressors, and women rule over them. O my people, they which lead thee cause thee to err, and destroy the way of thy paths.
Oh, man. Hey, listen. No, last one for real. Proverbs 29 and 2. And then I'm going to pass it to any of y'all.
Count out of one. It's the book of Proverbs, chapter 2. Count out of one. This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 29, verse 2. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked bears rule, the people mourn.
And I'm telling you, because listen, this is within your own home, but this is also talking about within the nations and within the world. Because within your own home, that's where this starts. Because if you're righteous and teaching your own children and ruling over your household righteously, you will have a lovely, happy family, and you can be the ones that are unbreaking these curses. But if you being wicked, you're gonna cause a situation where kids are mourning, and a lot of times that mourning doesn't get exercised through crying. A lot of times that mourning gets exercised through bullying and the type of behavior that we just saw.
That's right.
Don't tell me anything about what Esau is doing while you're not being righteous in your own home. Period. Because it's within your power, Jake. And it's all heavy is the head that wears the crown. I'm blaming you, man. Man, you could change this, man.
Yep.
And Eve, when the man is changing him, give him the space. Give him the space. Give him the respect that he deserves. He's trying. He was one of these boys that said, I don't want to be like that anymore. I'm going to turn this around. Let him. All right, I'll yield right there.
Hey, give me a.
Hey, Michael said, read verse 18. Read 18 and I'm good.
You said 29:18? Kind of.
Oh wait,
Where there is no vision.
Hold up. Slack it. Start at 15.
15. This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 29, verse 15. The rod and reproof give wisdom, but a child left to himself bringeth his mother to shame.
We seeing the same thing being reoccurring. That rod and reproof is going to give you that wisdom because you're going to understand consequence. You're going to understand a respect for authority. Sometimes pain can be the best teacher. Okay. Sometimes, right? But when you do that, you're going to bring your mother to shame. All these mothers or these children should be ashamed of themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Keep going.
When the wicked are multiplied, transgression increases, but the righteous shall see their fall.
You see, because when we have more wicked people and wickedness is multiplied, you're going to see transgression everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
It used to be able to community of righteous, but you knew, hey, that boy, he's out of order. Or that family, we know, don't go mess with y'all. Can't play with that family because they are the oddballs. Now it's the other way around. Now the community is violent. There is no love. And now trying to be nice and respectful makes you the oddball. Right? Keep going.
Correct thy son, and he shall give thee rest. Yea, he shall give delight unto thy soul.
If these children had true correction that comes with love, have someone to teach them, beat them and teach them. Pop them and then give them a hug. You know what I mean? I can tell you there's no way that they would be able to do something like that. Right? 18 and then we good.
Where there is no vision, the people perish, but he that keepeth the law, happy is he.
That vision is the kingdom. That vision is that camaraderie, that love. That Deuteronomy 30 is the vision. But when people don't have that, when all they see is oppression around them, we perish. All right. So, hey, with that, we're the sons of thunder. Go ahead. Oh, so like go ahead. Boys got something to say. Go ahead.
You got it on one.
You go ahead, officer.
I just wanted to add a quick point onto what the captain just brought out on that last point. Can we get Luke chapter 17 and verse 20 real quick? Because what is that vision essentially for our people that has to be established? I don't know if we read the last part of that verse, but it says, but he that keepeth the law, happy is he. Right? We got, I don't know, but we gotta be tired of seeing the foolishness that happens within our communities.
That's right.
I don't know if brothers on a late night class, but like I told brothers I had to break up three fights at work. Now then a fourth. It's just like why, right? But it's like we got to be tired of seeing stuff like this. We glory and we like say like we like joke, we like make fun and we make light of these things, but at the same time, we got to become tired of these things. We got to become an enemy to these things, man. Our forefathers, they took a staunch position towards wickedness, right? The fear of the Lord is to hate evil, right? Pride and arrogancy. And the wisdom said, in the evil way and the forward mouth do I hate, man. I believe that's Proverbs 8 and 13, right? But at the same time, we've been taught and we've been trained to glorify and to envy these things, and of course to promote and perpetuate it. So when it comes to teaching our people and correcting the mindset, That's important. That's just as important as, of course, us forming these different organizations, like the brother was trying to go into on that Cam video, right? Because without that, without the instruction first, hey man, how are we gonna get to this point? Let's read that in Luke chapter 17 real quick.
Come. This is the book of Luke, chapter 17, beginning at verse 20. When he was demanded of the Pharisees when the kingdom of God should come, he answered them and said, the kingdom of God cometh not with observation.
Now, a lot of these people that be involved with these things take a staunch position that they are a firm believer in Christ, right? And of course, that's the leading religion within our communities. But at the same time, understand what Christ is getting ready to say here. This is the concerning when the kingdom of God should come, when it should appear, right? But read.
Neither shall they say, lo here, or lo there. For behold, the kingdom of God is within you.
The kingdom of God is within you, meaning you have the power and the ability to make this manifest here on earth, right? A place where there is no tears, no more pain, no more suffering, right? Of course, again, a lot has to come to pass. A lot of prophecies must take place. But at the same time, to change the hearts of the people, right? Of course, to change your mindset, like the general goes into this all the time. You change your mind, you change the world, man. When it comes to, of course, taking this mindset of like vengeance and of course hatred towards your people, the battling and the envying and the what James say, man, in James chapter 4, man, the fightings and the wars that's within us, it becomes from our desires, from our lusts, because your desire to want to get your lick back rather than to let the Lord handle it. Because your desire to say, well, you know what, this is the image that is going to come with it. You know what, that's what I want. That's why I don't want to say that covetousness is so dangerous, right? But if we purge ourselves of these things, man, it begins with you, right? Of course, we're looking at the children, everything, like, how are they doing? Like, how are they like this? But of course, the parents, like, it's like everybody plays some sort of role within this. That's why Christ said it's not the kingdom of heaven is just within a few of these people. It's like within like you, maybe these people over here, but he said it's within you, right? Meaning you have that ability to change, man. You have that ability to be able to essentially, again, it like we looking for the wrong things essentially, man. But the place that we got to look is within ourselves and to bring that out, man. That's why our people teaching in the laws of the Most High is, of course, the ultimate solution to this, man. Right? Because without the laws, man, the children be like, wait a minute, the fruit depart from them. Then the Most High give a life for life. Right?
Right.
We'll never, wait a minute, we can't even cross that boundary. Right? Wait a minute. That goes down to even the brother that was getting chased down with his child, right? Hey, man, it's certain boundaries that the laws of the Most High sets in place that if we establish within our communities, and of course, beginning on a personal level, if we establish within ourselves, man, we let that become the authority within our lives, right? Then, of course, that leads on to many different levels, right? Then ultimately what that brings is a kingdom. As a matter of fact, one more verse. Wisdom of Solomon chapter 6.
God.
Wisdom of Solomon chapter 6. I don't want to call shot. The DC captains, they always bring this out, and I love this chapter.
You want to start at verse 17?
As a matter of fact, start at verse 11. I'm not gonna get this whole thing, but it just goes into what I was going into, that desire for our people. Because men love darkness rather than light. Mm-hmm. The Lord said that, right? Because what? Their deeds were evil. So that's why when I'm speaking to you, I speak to myself too. But like us as a whole, us knowing this thing, we got to set our desires and our affections in the right place. Read what you got. Over the shot.
This is the book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 5, Salakia, chapter 6, beginning at verse 11. Wherefore, set your affections upon my words, desire them, and ye shall be instructed.
We always ask ourselves why and how, but at the same time, we gotta set our sights into the right direction, right? And of course, that's the place where we're setting our affection. Well, you gotta want to do this, right? You gotta want to be right. A lot of our people, they don't want this, right? We got this I don't give a damn type of mindset that plagues our communities, right? And of course, that's ultimately why 2/3 of our people have to be destroyed. The Most High, He ordained that thing. I can't say nothing that's going to change that. But at the same time, all we can do is to strive to be a part of the people that's not of that number, that 1/3, man, that remnant, right? Count it on.
This is the book of wisdom, Salakia. This is the book of Sirach, chapter 5, beginning at verse 2. Follow not thine own mind and thy strength, to walk in the ways of thy heart, and say not, who shall control me for my works? For the Lord will surely revenge thy pride.
That's a powerful point, man. We gotta lose that I don't give a damn mindset, because you not caring, it leads to other people. You know what? You don't care. I'm not gonna care, right? And what does that do? It just promotes and increases to more ungodliness, right?
That's right.
We turn that into a meme now too. We do not care, right? I know y'all heard that sound bite, but no, somebody gotta care, man, right? Somebody has to catch the reins of this thing, and it's not just within like us as a community, and that's why it begins with stuff like the folly that goes on within Israel, because it's much bigger than just that. Our problems is on a nationwide level, right? For those with us within this thing and outside this thing, right? And I speak to you, I speak to myself. Let's go back to the Hebrew Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 6, and verse number 12. Let's go back to 17.
You want to go to 17 or 12?
Start at 17.
Con. This is the book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 6, now in verse 17. For the very true beginning of her is the desire of discipline, and the care of discipline is love.
The care of discipline is love, man, because you deciding, well, you know what? I can't. It's certain boundaries that I cannot cross, right? That's that love that needs to be established not only for you and your people, but for you and your God to start dealing with us again, man, right? Continue to read.
And love is the keeping of her laws.
Wait a minute. But this is why the elder was going into last night. Every doctrine has a consequence, because us deciding, well, you know what? The laws of God are done away with. That removes these boundaries that the Most High set in place for us to not only nurture our relationship with Him, but nurture the relationship within our households, nurture the relationship within our brotherhoods, within our communities, right? And of course, establish a righteous kingdom where the people won't fall, where the people aren't mourning, where it's not, you got to worry about picking up your kids from the bus stop. We glory in living in a place like this, right? When we should be striving to establish what it is that Christ said is within us, man. Read.
And the giving heed unto her laws is the assurance of incorruption.
And the giving heed unto her laws is the assurance of this thing. It solidifies it. It's security in it. Read.
And incorruption maketh us near unto God.
And hey, who else better than that? Right? Where else better to be closer than to? Right? And last verse, verse 20.
Therefore, the desire of wisdom bringeth to a kingdom.
But we have to desire wisdom first and foremost, right? That's going to lead to everything else, right? And but of course, when I speak to you, I speak to myself, man, right? It begins with all of us, right? You on the live, it begins with every last one of us, man, right? And I yield there, I don't want.
Go ahead, Nakawa Shaw. Nakawa Shaw, I know you got something.
The brother that pulled my priest.
Oh, that was yours.
Hey, we on the same mind, man. And that's how the spirit moved, man. The brother spoke well, man. Well, hey, but I do got some more freestyles. Go give me the book of Sirach, chapter 30, verse number 9.
Counter to one.
And then another brother give me Sirach 3 and 27.
I got 3 and 27.
I'm there, Sirach 30 and 9.
God, read that.
This is the book of Sirach, chapter 30 and verse 9. Conquer thy child, and he will make thee afraid. Play with him, and he will bring thee to heaviness.
And that's what you see when you go and you dive into the updates concerning that video, where some of the parents of the children who were beating on this woman and her kids, you see them trying to make apology, but the apology is so insincere. You can see the mindset of the parent and why the child acts that way, because the parent don't have no regard for their own brother and sister, those of their own community that you see every day. You live around these people and you have no disregard. That's why your child acts like that. So when you conquer your child, they gonna make you heavy in the end, man. Keep reading.
Laugh now with him, lest thou have sorrow with him, and lest thou gnash thy teeth in the end.
And you keep playing with your child, trying to be your child best friend. Y'all trying to be girls. Y'all trying to be boys. What's going to happen? When the police show up at your door and they trying to take your child and take them to jail, then you're going to be crying. You're going to have sorrow then. Why? Because you didn't take your role and responsibility that the Most High gave you serious. You wanted to play. You wanted to be the cool parent. And now when judgment hits your home or embarrassment hits your home, because this is embarrassing. This is embarrassing to our community. It's embarrassing to the entire community where those people live. You're showing that this is how we act. You on a nationwide social media where everybody is now looking at Chi-Town. It's embarrassing, man. You embarrassing the nation by the way the parent and the child is acting. Keep reading.
One. Give him no liberty in his youth, and wink not at his follies.
And that's what parents is doing, man. Y'all think this is cute. When your child using language they shouldn't be using at an early age. Y'all think that's cute. When your child listening to all kind of music and they twerking at 4 and 5 years old, y'all think it's cute. Y'all winking at folly instead of correcting it. But let's see what Sirach said. Keep reading.
Counter to one. Bow down his neck while he is young, and beat him on the sides while he is a child.
Hey, when you hear that language come out, what you supposed to do? Read that again.
Counter to one. Bow down his neck while he is young, and beat him on the sides while he is a child.
That part right there. When you see that little 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 15, 16, 17-year-old girl twerking in school, twerking in the neighborhood, what you supposed to do?
Wow. Bow down his slucky and beat him on the sides while he is a child.
That's right. That's how you don't wink at that folly, man. You got to bring order to the home. The Most High did what? He gave the father honor over the children, and he confirmed the authority of the mother over the sons. This is the role the Most High gave to us as parents. And you got to take that responsibility serious, or the Most High is going to hold you in judgment. You're going to be the one gnashing at the teeth. You're going to be the one feeling the embarrassment. Straighten these children up, man. Hey, man, all my brothers that want to do this work in Chicago, hey, it's time. It's time for y'all. Send that email, SOTisraelites@gmail.com, and let's stop playing, man. Let's straighten up these communities. This is why this work is so important. People want to talk about the Israelites. Y'all want to make videos and memes about the Israelites. Y'all want to make videos about IUIC marching in neighborhoods. This is why they do it. This is why we got to go out into the streets, man. Sometimes we going out solo. Sometimes we going out 2x2, 4x4. Man, hey, sometimes we gathering together. We hitting Fort Myers, Orlando. This is why we got to do it. Because we got to teach our communities, teach our children the right way they supposed to go. Because if you follow your mind, give me Jeremiah 19:7. You following your heart, you deceiving yourself. You got to be taught. Hey, that's why Paul said we established the law. The law has to be established. Y'all want to talk about what's the singer that sing the affirmations? Y'all want to talk about some affirmations? Hey, get in these scriptures, learn these commandments. Them is affirmations. Because the promise that's supposed to be for you and your children got to be established. You got to have that hope within you. Read that.
It's the book of Jeremiah, chapter 19 and verse 7. And I will make void the counsel of Judah and Jerusalem in this place. And I will cause them to fall by the sword before their enemies and by the hands of them that seek their lives.
Slakia, that ain't what I want.
What you want?
The heart is deceitful. Might be 9 and
17 and 9.
17 and 9. Con. Read that.
Jeremiah. Go ahead.
This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 17, verse 9. The heart is deceitful above all things and desperately wicked. Who can know it?
Keep reading.
I, the Lord, search the heart. I try the reins, even to give every man according to his ways and according to the fruit of his doings.
So when your mind ain't establishing the law, hey, guess what? When you following your heart that's deceiving you, the Most High is going to give you the fruit of your doings. Your reward is going to be the judgment behind you following your own heart. This is why the law has to be established, man. It's crazy that we got to view videos like that. I yield right there.
Well, anybody got anything else? Because, I mean, the mic is dropped. And, you know, it's a shameful thing, man. But, hey, with that, we're the sons of Thunder Israelites. It is our heart's prayer and desire that all Israel shall be saved. I'm Captain Aharon.
Captain Akawashah.
Mr. Kwabza.
Officer Nayar.
Bid you hearty shalom. Shalom.
Shalom.
Shalom.
Crazy. Stream should be ending in a second. It's gonna take a while.
We love you, family.
Beat money.
Yeah, all of my sins take away from me. Save me from myself, save a place for me. Help me keep your laws, keep them faithfully. And Father, even if I fall, make a way for me. Yeah, all of my sins take away from me. Save me from myself, save a place for me. Help me keep your laws, keep them faithfully. And Father, even if I fall, make a way for me. Yeah. Keep me in the palm of your mighty hands. Father, don't let me fall. False excuses, know you heard them all. Could've ignored me, but you heard my call. And you refused to let your servant fall. You know that rolling keep on calling. Every now and then I get withdrawals. Man, they hit different when your sister center of it all. Have you forget about that time you violated laws? And you needed Abba to forgive you, he forgave it all. That's why I pray that you remember me for memories that made you smile and not the ones that made you judge the least. Father, I pray that when you raise up out that judgment seat, that you see it fit for me to reign with you above the beast. But at the least, all of my sins take away from me. Save me from myself, save a place for me. Help me keep your laws, keep them faithfully. And Father, even if I fall, make a way for me. Yeah, all of my sins take away from me. Save me from myself, save a place for me. Help me keep your laws, keep them faithfully. And Father, even if I fall, make a way for me. Yeah, even if I fall, I know he in charge. The great shepherd of the sheep, I know he hear my voice. He gave me life or death for real, I don't deserve a choice. Took all of those things that was against me, then he made it void. I say, yeah, how was shine? Follow me down these wicked roads, don't let that drama slide. Cause it's been written on them scrolls right when they prophesied. And it don't matter how it goes, you never left my side, even though I should've died. Why? But your grace is sufficient. Look how you took my wicked mind and then replaced what's missing. Look how you took my spirit blind and then you gave me vision. Even though I was out of line, I refused to listen. You gave me wisdom. That's why all of my sins take away from me. Save me from myself, save a place for me. Help me keep your laws, keep them faithfully. And Father, even if I fall, make a way for me. Yeah, all of my sins take away from me. Save me from myself, save a place for me. Help me keep your laws, keep them faithfully. And Father, even if I fall, make a way for me. Yeah.